I want to break free. Welcome to Respawn Aim Fire, a kick-ass urban gaming podcast from Affable. I'm one of your hosts, Adam, just sitting here with a dirty voice. I'm a dirty voice boy, Gumbert. We have with us today Chad. He sung a song beforehand, and it was pretty good. Michael Ennis.
We're breaking free, soaring, flying. There's not a star in heaven that we can't reach. High School Musical, you're welcome.
Oh, I thought it was Starlight Express because you said star.
No. What is Starlight Express? Should I know that? Do I know that?
Starlight Express, I must confess. And something, I remember doing that in elementary. I don't remember anything about it.
A 1984 musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it looks like what's his fucking name?
Mr. McGonagall?
Major told him to Houston ground control. That guy.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Fucking,
what are you talking about?
What is his name? And he has the lightning bolt on his face, and he's dead now.
David
Bowie, yes, thank you. Is this a David? Because the poster for this looks like a silhouette of David Bowie.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I just sung it when I was 7. Get to live on twitch.tv/AffableIdiots. Sunday evenings at 8:30 Eastern. YouTube podcast services at 9 a.m. Eastern. You got some stuff on today's show. Maybe it'll be a shorter show. We'll see. It is St. Patrick's Day, and we're celebrating. 2 things first. Go on YouTube. We don't ask you much. We don't think about it much. But on YouTube, we're like surprisingly got really, really close to 100 subs. So if you're not subscribed, go to youtube.com/@RespawnAimFire. Throw a sub. We'll get over 100. Doesn't matter because we still have the custom URL, but just do it anyways, just to be fun.
Yeah, but then also we got a lot of people, a lot of outlets and things like that, a lot of devs that we're going to get demos from this weekend. And they're like, what's your website? What's your YouTube channel? And then if they go there and they see a 3-digit number, they're going to get real horny for us.
They're like, oh, yeah, that's right. I like 3 digits. And then also, speaking of that, we will be at PAX at the end of the week, like we've been talking about for about a month now. So there won't be a regular show released next week. We'll have to come back, and then we'll have a PAX-specific show, talking about everything we played there, our experience, the whole 9 yards. So there will be a PAX episode, I'm assuming, or PAX content in some way, but there won't be a regular episode because we won't be home yet, so we won't have time to do that.
That's true.
I think, is that all the housekeeping? Oh, Alex isn't here, if you haven't noticed yet.
That's
he
true.
hasn't butted in with his Canadian quips or whatever.
No geese. I should have left up our normal thing and just put a goose in there.
Oh, the goose. Yeah, Gus the goose. Yeah, he's getting ready for PAX. He's got some fun ideas. We're going to go ahead and move on to our main quest. This is the first thing of the day, and this is a big one for me because I'm like, thank God in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Sorry. Last final thing here. As I'm skimming the Wikipedia page for Starlight Express, does not look like it is related to David Bowie at all. There are characters named Papa, Dustin, and Bobo, and Ashley, and Turnoff and Wrench. And it is original music by Andrew Lloyd Webber. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Only thing I remember about that is that, again, we were like 7 years old, and also unrelated. That same teacher who taught that was the drama, music teacher. So she taught us how to sing. So I know about making an O with your mouth. I remember that. You know, like the way that you sing and you make the mouth faces. And then we had to learn how to ballroom dance with her. And everyone was like, I am a 7-year-old boy. I don't want to dance with this 50. She was probably 32. This 50-year-old woman to learn how to ball dance. We were all very against it. Okay,
sorry. New development in this story. First, Andrew Lloyd Webber was approached in 1974. This musical was created in 1987. Sorry, toured in 1987. In 1984 debut. Anyway, he was approached about making a musical version of Thomas the Tank Engine. This musical is about trains in some capacity. But then, after he withdrew from that project, and they were no longer making the Thomas the Tank Engine thing, he heard an American soul singer who had a recording named Earl Jordan. The recording is not named Earl Jordan. The singer was named Earl Jordan. This person could sing 3 notes at once in the style of a steam whistle, apparently.
Fucking what?
One man singing 3 notes that sounds like a train steam whistle.
Huh.
That's fucking bonkers.
That man went on to make Police Academy 5, Miami Vice Takedown, or whatever. But yeah, very interesting. Yeah, I remember the thing being about a train. That's what the Starlight Express is a train.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I remember. That's all I remember. I don't know anything else. But yeah, Saber is set free. They're finally free under the thumb of being embraced. It's from Andy Robinson at VGC. Embracer has officially sold off Saber Interactive. Saber is being sold to a group of private investors under Beacon Interactive, which will be the new name of the company, a company controlled by Saber Interactive co-founder Matthew Karch. According to Bloomberg, Beacon intends to exercise an option to acquire 4A Games, who are the makers of the Metro games, and Zen Studios. But there will be 11 total studios, but that's some of the bigger names, which will see the total value of the deal rise to about $500 million. So Embracer lost Saber. Saber took 11 studios, $500 million deal, basically. Embracer is going to retain 8 studios after the departure. Tripwire, Interactive, and Aspyr is just some of the names that Embracer is keeping. They got real winners over there. Embracer CEO Lars Wingsfors said in a statement, "I am pleased we have found a win-win solution for Embracer and the parts of Saber that will now leave us. This transaction has put both companies in a stronger position to thrive going forward." Saber co-founder Matthew Karch added, "Over the past 4 years, I've been very proud to be a part of Embracer's amazing transformation into one of the leading game companies in the world. As part of the company's efforts to reorganize for a change industry and geopolitical challenges, we only felt it was the right decision for both Embracer and the core of Saber to part ways." Again, this is an interesting one because it's not a company closing down, which is always good. And when I look at the split up of what Saber got to become and what Embracer kept, I think Saber is on the right track, bud. That's all I'll say. I think Saber itself as a developer, I feel like they've made the good Embracer games most of the time, and then they're keeping the Metro people, and I just think that they have the better deal overall because they don't also have Aspyr, which I think is the main thing for me. But yeah, there's not a good and bad. A company got split up, but they didn't get closed down. So
I know that that's not something that can obviously there are only so many jobs and there are X number of people who are looking to retain jobs in the gaming industry. But I love the fact that rather than Embracer choosing to just say, "We can't afford to keep these open anymore, let's shut down this and lay off a bunch of people," they were just like, "Hey, actually, let's see if anyone else out there would like to help offset the cost of that, and at least we'll recoup a little bit of money by selling them and the IPs as well." So that's really refreshing to see, especially given the fact that Embracer has been one of the biggest people doing layoffs recently. So I'm excited for that, but I understand that that's not something we can do with every single studio that's had a ton of layoffs over the last year and a half.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, good for them. Yeah, you said it can't be everybody, but I'm happy that this sort of happened. We will get to Aspyr in a little bit.
Yes, we will.
But we'll get there when we get there. We're going to move on to Playtime. We're talking about Playtime, everything that you've been playing on the Starlight Express. I must confess, Chad, what have you been playing?
Helldivers on the Beach. I booted up the game last week. I talked about the fact that I logged in just to get my 45 medals and they were not there, and I quit the game like 3 times. It wasn't there. This week, logged in just to see if the medals showed up. Boom. Turns out there are like 145 medals waiting for me because I guess I was just that good. I don't know. I'm sure everyone else got them, but that's all. Didn't actually play a mission. Just logged in, spent my medals, and then turns out there's a new battle pass today or this week, and I should have saved my medals for that anyway. Then I dumped a few more hours into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. My sister's been in town for the last week and a half-ish, so I haven't had a ton of time for gaming, and we had a pretty dope weekend this weekend out in Santa Cruz and all that kind of stuff. So I've only put 4 extra hours now into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth from the last time that we played or talked, meaning I've now put an entire day of my life into this game, 24 hours total. I have 100%ed both the grasslands and Junon territory. I have crossed the sea, and I am now hanging out at the grand old coastal town of Costa del Sol. And riding around the fucking
Is that the Segway part?
They're Segways, yes. I was like, they're wheelies in the game, but they're Segways. You know, watch the trailer, you see yourself on. And at first I was like, fucking, I can't believe it. I love it, but I think it's so stupid. And then I get on a wheelie in the game, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is an excellent way to travel around. You're busting through tables, and shit's going everywhere. You ride yourself into a bunch of boxes, and they go flying, and it's so dumb and satisfying and great. And you also get rewards for just driving. If you go 4,000 meters on a Segway, you get like 4 different stages of rewards for it. So it's just fun.
Question.
The mini games, so good. It's great. Yeah.
Got a question. Are there segues in the original part of this game?
No, there are not.
What was there instead of the wheelies?
There was not really a need for that because in the original game, the beach itself is a single screen that you can travel from one side of the screen to the other side of the screen in about 3 seconds.
Oh, okay.
And then the town itself was like 3 merchants, and you could travel across the entire town in about 10 seconds. So there was no need for segues in the original game.
See? Retro games aren't as good as everyone thinks they are.
That's right. Also, I don't think segues existed as technology or a concept yet in 1997.
Well, neither does whatever the magic's called in Final Fantasy, but they still put it in the game.
Oh, materia, you're right. You're right. Yeah. You're so freaking right.
Smart man over here. Very cool. That's just crazy. Well, again, obviously you were doing other things, but the fact that Cozy is so far into this game, even without him being here, I already know he's put more, and then you're just like, 24 hours is still a good amount of time, but like Cozy he's mad at you for not being as far along as he is, which I think is hilarious. Keeps that energy up. Also, you didn't play any Helldivers. You just booted in because you want to fight those flying bugs. I'm excited to get back into that after PAX because hopefully people will be done Final Fantasy. So most people.
Help.
Not Chad.
Bring your PlayStation Portal. We can play some Helldivers on the beach at PAX.
Nah, I would have to buy a PlayStation Portal. So
buy it from Best Buy. Return it within 30 days for no questions asked.
Oh, yeah, actually, it might be a good idea. So I played a little, not much. I played a little something, though. Something that surprised me and shocked me. Both of these games did. I started playing. It came on Game Pass like maybe less than a month ago. Started playing Dead Island 2.
Oh,
I remember last year.
Yeah.
That game had been talked about for like 7 years, changed developers, yada, yada. Like, this game's going to be garbage when it comes out. Then last year, it's like a solid. It's like a 7.5, 8. Like, it's a fun time. Oh, I'm shocked. And then it like sold super, super well. They're like, oh yeah, way blew past our expectations. It's like, no way. That's cool. Then it throws on Game Pass, just like a random drop one day. I was like, sure, I'll download it. We'll see. I start playing Dead Island 2. And like, yeah, why is that game actually not awful? The game is actually fun to play. I was very shocked, not expecting it, and I'm into it. And especially because it's just like, it's like a 20-hour game if you do like 100% of everything, like 25 hours for 100% on it, or for like platinum. And it's just fun to like go around and just to like, hey, how about a power fantasy where you just like, one of the early things you get is you just drop kick. You can just drop kick zombies. Like you just jump up, kick, and then they go flying like 10 feet backwards. And it's so fucking satisfying. I have maybe 3 hours in the game. I already have a superpower. Like it's like, oh, there's this weird thing going on with your character. And also you have a superpower now. Oh, this is going to be stupid bullshit. And I'm all about it. Not expecting that. Really like that game.
Remember the trailer for Dead Island 1? Like the reveal trailer? Like the cinematic, everything's going backwards one. There's like, holy
reverse
fuck,
stuff.
This game is going to be so incredible. And it's like emotional and shit like that. And then fast forward to like what it ended up being and what Dead Island 2 is. And you're like, oh yeah, it's nothing like that. Incredible trailer. Game is nothing like that.
I like the setting, the whole being in like LA is locked down and you're stuck here and you're just like dealing with like the first like level, because the game's split up in zones, is you're just literally in Beverly Hills. And it's just some mansions from like movie stars or whatever. Yeah, the game's good. And they even have a throwback to like, so you remember, you ever played Dead Island 1?
I played a lot of Dead Island 1 until I ran into like a game-breaking bug and I couldn't progress any further. And then I never went back.
You remember...
So I played probably 8 to 10 hours of it.
Okay, you played enough then. Yeah. Remember the rapper guy who's like,
voodoo bitch? Voodoo bitch. Yep.
He's here. It's great. I love it. He's like, yo, this has happened twice already, but they're not trying to tell anybody about it. So it's fun to have him show up because I'm like, that's the only touchstone I have to the first one that I remember is the voodoo bitch guy. So I was very happy about that. It's very cool. And then the other thing I tried, right? I'm trying to be one of these cool kids that plays these games as a services. I haven't played it in about maybe 2 years,
Can I guess
two
what
and a
it
half
is?
years.
Is it Owen Lake?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Owen Lake. No. It's Apex Legends.
Oh.
Here's the thing that I do. I always do this. I've done it with when I had PS Plus. I do it with, well, they don't have Xbox Live Gold anymore, but anytime someone's like, here, claim this thing, I do it. So my Twitch, I get on my Twitch once a week whenever we do the show, and I claim everything, regardless if I'm going to play it or not. Doesn't matter. I've got so many Raid Shadow Legends chests to open up, and I will never play that video game. But I've had a lot of for Apex Legends, because I used to play Apex Legends, stopped playing it, like I said, about 2 years ago. And I'm like, man, I got like a lot of packs to go open up. Let me just download the game and do it. And yeah, I came in and just had like so much. They're like, here's like the 40 cosmetics you've been claiming for the last, 2 years that you haven't played the game. I got back into it. Fun time. I'm just trying to get into like, I like having a game where you can just dick around or whatever. That's like Destiny 2. Again, I won't play it for 6 months and then I'll get in and I'll play all the stuff. Still had to get my hoverboard, but I just got to make sure I do that before that event ends. When does that event end?
You gotta actually like do the thing to unlock the hoverboard.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
How much time do I got?
Tuesday after PAX is the reset where Guardian Games no longer exists.
Okay. I'll do it before.
There is an easy way, by the way. In fact, Jarek and Audrey and I did this week, where once you get the quest that's like, hey, do one of these 3 things, whichever one you want, in order to unlock the exotic hoverboard. If you play the Nightfall challenge in the list, like the competitive playlist Nightfall challenge Guardian Games thing, and then you do it with 2 other people and you all just do an emote right before you kill any orange bar enemy or higher. And then so you emote and then you finish them using a finisher. That gets you 1 medal called Insult to Injury because you emoted, and then Finishing Touch because you finished them. And that just skyrockets your points. And if you do that by the end of it, then you will very easily land in the top 10% of folks that week running it. Boom, instant unlock for your exotic. Whereas normally you would have to run like dozens of activities in order to get enough points to...
Well, shit.
Yeah, you can get it all in one Nightfall run.
I'm going to dance on a fool and then punch him in the dick. Get my hoverboard. That's all I need to do. But yeah, I like having a game as a service once in a while. It'll be Fortnite. But I'm like, Apex is back on the old spinning wheel. Is that what they call it?
Yeah. Rumpelstiltskin spinning wheel starring Apex Legends. Yeah.
So yeah, that's fun. Getting back in there. A lot of good voice acting. Fun stuff. Papa
I feel like Apex Legends is like the hipster emo, like we do live service, but we don't do that like Fortnite stuff. No, we're adult and mature. We do that kind of shit. I feel like that's what Apex, the energy that it gives me.
Yeah, it's definitely like the cool kids fucking games of service, for sure. But yeah, played a little bit of that, had fun. That I'll into. Really just what I'm planning to actually do is do a session of Hellblade, because Hellblade is our barf game for the month. Playing Hellblade 1. It was on sale on Xbox, but I don't know if it is now. It's still on Game Pass, and it's on every other console if you just want to get it. We're playing that for next month's review. I'll probably do a session of that before I leave out for PAX. Play that on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then when I come back, play the other half of the set, because you can beat that game in like 1 or 2 sittings. So I'm going to split that up between PAX. So that's what I'll do next. But I've just been taking around till then. And that's it. That is it, everybody. We're going to go ahead and move on to Quest Log. That's where we talk about these other things. This first one, Chad.
Yeah.
I know the numbers for the listenership. I know the number of friends we have. Matt and Dallas, what's going on? Can't wait to meet you guys in person. Joel, I'm here for how much money you have. By the way, what does it say? How was Saber able to generate money to buy their freedom? Oh, yeah. I don't know how old that chat is. Private investor firm. And also the people who started the new Saber. I was looking in chat, like, how was Saber able to get free? So there's a private investor group, along with the co-founder of Saber Interactive, was part of a group that purchased Saber's freedom. That's how that happened. It wasn't just a dude like saying, let me get free, here's $500 million. But anyways, what was he talking about? Matt, Dallas, everybody. They listen to me sometimes, I hope. And I just wish everybody would listen to me. Here's the next story.
I'll tell you, even as much as they listen to you, Dallas still hasn't played Inscription.
I can't help. Guess what? You didn't for a long time either.
Shut up.
It's hard to get you guys to do anything right. If only
Or Dallas
someone
has
had
played
warned us.
Inscription, but has not played enough of Inscription to have counted as
He's
playing
got to the good
Inscription.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Gotcha. Hasn't Matt played it?
Matt did play it, and I watched him play it, and also played a little bit for him, and therefore that was my second playthrough of it.
Okay, so a little more respect for Matt than Nels. Understand. But yeah, all that said, if only someone had warned us about Aspyr. It's for audio listeners, I looked at the camera. Wesley LeBlanc, a Game Informer, brings us this story. We learned last month that Aspyr Media was developing Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. This collection is now live, but it seems the game is having a rough start at launch, especially for PC players. The viral tweet below, which I will read to you what it says, is indicative of many problems that PC players are experiencing with the game. Listen to what happened on launch day with Aspyr. This is insane. So this is the tweet. 10,000 people playing on launch night. Has 3 servers that have 64 slots for a total of less than 200 players. Multiplayer doesn't work otherwise. Price tag of $35. So night 1, they were like, "Hey, PC guys, 3 servers. That's all you need. You don't need more than that, right? We don't. No one's gonna buy this video game."
How do you launch a Star Wars licensed video game and have 3 servers available for it to accommodate 192 players total?
It doesn't make any sense, especially because so if you the game was already available on Steam, it just didn't have the multiplayer servers, but you could just play the game.
Yeah.
That's why this collection was going to be so cool. So we already know a certain amount of people own this game already, and they can upgrade to the version that gives them multiplayer. I'm sure 3 servers will be just enough. You have the data on how many people already own the game. Whatever, it's fine. It's not fine, actually. Developer Aspyr Media says it's working to address issues and increase network stability. This is a quote now from Aspyr. We'd like to thank the Battlefront community for their overwhelming support and feedback for the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection release. At launch, we experienced critical errors with our networking infrastructure. The result was incredibly high ping, matchmaking errors, crashes, and servers not appearing in the browser. Since launch, we've been working to address these issues and increase network stability. We will continue our efforts until our network infrastructure is stabilized to prevent further outages. So, first day, disastrous. They're like, we know, we're working on it. But again, I don't want to hate on somebody. I like that somebody is giving us remasters of these old games. But it's legitimately hit after hit. It's how can we mess up a 15-year-old PS2 game? Let's do it.
Right. And what's really unfortunate is that I think I mentioned this when we talked about them launching it, is I don't imagine a lot of people are going to play this game long term. I imagine a lot of people are going to play this game for the hit of nostalgia and move on. And those people logged in, couldn't play it. I guarantee you the majority of those are not coming back. You had your opportunity for them to play your game and you fucked it up.
Yeah, especially on Steam because you get that refund so easily. If you haven't played under a certain amount of hours, it's oh yeah, refund that bad boy immediately.
Yep.
And again, I don't know exactly for console, but I think Joel had it and he was it wasn't great. I think the thing was the game and the menu seemed completely untouched from when the game released. And there's not an option to party up. They didn't add any. They didn't add anything to the game. Yeah, they just. Here's the old game, I guess let's throw some servers at it and pretend it's it. So if you want to play with friends, you have to search for a server, jump into it, and then switch to be on the same team kind of a shit.
Well,
you can't just play together.
Good news is you got a 1 in 6 chance because there are 3 servers, 2 teams per server.
There are more now, but it's still not optimized for a modern thing, which again, I feel there's no one's asking you to completely rework the maps. Just give them the same game, upgrades a little bit, and just make the online work because that's what everyone cared about. But whatever, let's not do that. Again, I'm glad earlier about the Saber and the split up and stuff. Saber's keeping the KOTOR remake over on their side, and Aspyr can hang out over on Embracer's side and keep doing this. Guys, live your life. But no, they'll fix it and hopefully customers are happy. But that's a wild launch. On to our last story. Indie Game of the Year is coming to mobile. Oh, I wonder who said it was Game of the... Oh, it's me. Andy Robinson at VGC. Again, another one. Chad.
What's this game? I don't think I've ever heard you talk about this game. What is it?
And yeah, never talk. We'll get there, but especially with this news, I think this is probably the best way to play it if you don't like have a Steam Deck or whatever. Popular poker-based roguelike Balatro. I think I said it right. It's officially coming to iPhone. There we go. The game's anonymous solo developers confirmed. Local Thunk told iMore that the hit puzzle title is currently in development for mobile, but they would not confirm any details of the port or its release date. However, the developer did confirm there are plans to further develop Balatro beyond the base game. While they did not share specifics, they said they didn't want to, quote, bloat the game with extra mechanics, and that the way forward would be possibly more secrets. Definitely some new and interesting design space I am excited to explore. So again, love this game. Game sold great. People are super into it. Coming to mobile, I think, is a super smart idea because I feel like that game is perfect. I mean, I said it when I reviewed it. I'm like, this is perfect for mobile. This would be amazing on phones. So yeah, we're going to get that. Who knows when? Probably shouldn't take too long. And then adding more stuff to it because the game's already great. But like the greatness of that game is like how many of these cards and combos can I unlock? And like, give me some more. I ain't mad at you.
Is this game a long game? Like, can I beat it in a couple hours? Or is this the kind of game that like you just keep playing it?
It is. You could complete a run in a couple hours time of playing it. But I'm telling you, once you play that, like once you start playing it, you're gonna be like, oh, I enjoy playing this. It's like that. Can I beat solitaire? I mean, technically, but that's the point. Is to just like have fun playing solitaire. So it is a thing where yes, there is technically a limit on content, but there's so much there, and I think it's mixing it up. It's so fun that it's just it again, the way they developed it is perfect. Like card games are just fun to play. So like you could call an endpoint. Like I'm only going to play, till I run out of these amount of chips when I play poker night with my friends. But you could play poker as many times as you wanted to. So I think it's a good balance. But you could have feel satisfied and complete a run in a couple of hours. Be like, okay, I did the thing.
So apparently there's a 1 hour game trial on PlayStation Plus Premium, which I am unfortunately still a member of until June. So
still taking $50 a month from you for that?
Yeah. Well, no, I had to convert all of my. I wanted to try out Premium, and I had banked up like a year and a half of regular, and you can't just upgrade 1 month to Premium. You have to upgrade all of your remaining time to Premium, and so they fucking got me.
They got that ass. But hey. But yeah, especially if you got a 1 hour trial, I'm telling you, just play it. Like after your first, like once you figure out how it goes, like your first run, like, oh, this is fun. But like after your second run, you're like actually get what's happening. Mm-hmm. I think you'll be into it. And after an hour, you'll know for sure if it's your kind of game or not. So I think you'd like it. Check it out.
All right. Well, it is downloading to my PlayStation as we speak.
Dope. That's a perfect Portal game for PAX, I think, for sure. But yeah, that's it for the stories. And Chad said we're gonna have a little bit of a shorter show, but I think this next part might be more fun and more exciting than Chad was even expecting.
Oh, segment from Adam, segment from. I got to the part in Final Fantasy Rebirth where Barrett sings that again. It's great.
Oh,
he doesn't sing
again?
The words that I just sang, but he does sing the.
What if he did? Like, Barrett, what is happening? All right. It is, as we record this, St. Patrick's Day.
That is true.
Shout out to all my people of Irish descent, or people who just like to get drunk on green beer. You have fun too.
Or people who scare snakes. We need more of those types of people around. Isn't that what St. Patrick's Day is all about? Scaring snakes?
Mm-hmm. Running all the snakes off the island, which I think is just an allegory for getting all the non-Catholics.
Racist. Or
I don't know about race. It's religious. But anyways, I thought this would be a perfect time to play a little game called 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon is Being John Malkovich, St. Patrick's Day edition. Oh, Chad, you're here for a good time.
Oh, my God. So you wrote sing it in the segment from Adam part. That was an instruction to sing the title of it. That was not... I thought we were playing a game around, like, theme songs or something like that. Okay, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. No. Nice surprise.
That was the point, was to throw you off. This is a St. Patrick's Day edition. What does that mean? We'll get there in a second. A little different for today. This might be the rule going forward. But I've implemented a 3-point system. Right? So you're allowed to guess. If you guess on the highest tier, you get 3 points. If you need a clue, 2 points, another clue, 1 point, and then after that, you're done, right? Okay. You're trying to get to a total of 10. So if you average 2 points a question, you'll quote-unquote win, right? But just because I know sometimes these can be hard, so I was like, I'm going to give you some clues, but I still want there to be stakes. So yeah, again, 6 Degrees Kevin Bacon is... I pick a list of people, a list of actors from a certain project or whatever, and then this person was in this with that, who's married to this person, who did a movie with this person, who is a voice actor in this video game. What is that video game? We'll do something. It's all video game related, but it all starts from everyone's favorite St. Patrick's Day Irish crossover. Charlie Day plays co-owner and janitor of Patty's Pub from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. These are doozy. By the way, I did it based off the cast of Always Sunny because they're Irish, right?
Fantastic. Yep.
Not at all. Why is the pub called Patty's? Is there any? I don't know if there's a reason for it in the show.
I think it's just an Irish thing. Also, I'm just now learning. I thought Patty's Pub, spelled Paddy, was just a Sunny Philadelphia thing, and no, it turns out it is actually the way that you say St. Patty's Day. In fact, I think in our Go Live notification, I said Patty's. Yeah, I spelled it with 2 T's. But that is not.
But it's supposed to have D's.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2 D's.
I always thought because Patrick, you would assume it would be short for Patrick, right?
So Paddy is the shortened form of the original Irish spelling of Patrick, which is Padraig.
Oh.
Which is P-A with a little accent, D-R-A-I-G. And for this reason, it's usually referred to over St. Patty's Day with 2 T's, which could be mistaken for the shortened form of the name Patricia.
Oh, so Pat is male, Patricia,
right?
Or Pat is the female.
2 D's, D stands for dick. Therefore, it's the male version. 2 T's, titties. That's the female version.
Oh man, it all comes around. I like it. But yeah. 6 degrees. Charlie Day plays co-owner and janitor, but this is all from the Wikipedia. Co-owner and janitor of Patty's Pub from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Charlie has already featured in this game before for being in the Mario movie, but today we'll focus on his gaming credit in Lego Dimensions. He voices Benny, the character from the Lego movie who cares about spaceships. Spaceship! Lego Dimensions, I think, is a perfect jump-off point for this game in general because it features an ass load of famous actors. I'm just going to name some real quick just for fun. Joel McHale, Elijah Wood, Nick Offerman, Elizabeth Banks, Christopher Lloyd, Peter Capaldi, et cetera, et cetera. There's like tons of famous people in it. But I'll be focusing on the game's main bad guy, Lord Vortek, played by Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman has a handful of video game credits, but today I'm focusing on his 90s work. In 1993 and 1998, 2 games were released with his name in the credits. Both games were based off of movies where Gary Oldman played the villain in the movie version. Name one of them.
Oh my God.
So again, there's a thing where if you guess on your 3-point, I'll give you 3 point. If you need a clue, we'll do whatever. But so Gary Oldman, he was in movies in the 90s that he voiced in the video game. He was the villain in both movies. So what are 90s movies with Gary Oldman that he was the bad guy that had video game adaptations related to Charlie Day?
That's fucking... What's weird is that for him to be in the credits, 1993, that's like before you had voicing, before you had voice acting, or like a lot of audio in most anything, maybe PC gaming, but definitely not on an NES or something like that. So I imagine he had to be credited for his
credit
likeness, maybe, or he's a game dev or secretly or something. Okay. The problem here though is that Gary Oldman is someone who like wasn't on my radar as a person that I recognized until the Batman movies. And then
really?
Yeah. I was like, all right, this guy's pretty good. And then, he was in blah 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 that I watched as a kid and didn't realize that's who that was at the time. So anything before the Batman movies are not like movies that I necessarily would associate with Gary Oldman. So all that's being said, I need a clue.
Okay. Do you just want to take a guess?
I literally can't think of any Gary Oldman movies prior to Batman.
Okay. First clue I'll give you a clue for each title. Okay. Because there's 2 possible answers. One of them is based off of a very famous Universal monster. Not saying it's a Universal movie, but Universal monster. So you know what that group of monsters is. Mm-hmm. The other movie is a very popular 90s sci-fi movie. So one is based off a Universal monster. One is a very popular, well-known sci-fi movie where he's the villain in both.
Okay. Do I get unlimited guesses in this thing before I ask for another clue?
You can guess as much as you want, and when you get too much, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to give you another clue, but you're good for now. By the way, looking at the 93 game, it seems like they made multiple versions of it, some of them being on Sega CD and DOS. So probably on the Sega CD and DOS version, they were like, here's a FMV with Gary Oldman in it or something.
Okay. I've already forgotten the first clue.
Do you need a reminder? Oh, one of is based off Universal Monster?
Universal Monster, that's right. Okay.
And the other is a popular sci-fi movie from the 90s.
I was going to say Dracula 2000, but obviously that came out in 2000 and not 1993 or 1990.
You would be correct on that one.
What else? Young Frankenstein? Was that an early 90s movie, or was that... I can't remember.
Nope, not what I'm looking for.
No, okay.
I don't know when it was either, but yeah.
I don't know if this movie's actually about werewolves, but American Werewolf in Paris is a name of a movie that's coming to mind right now.
Nope, not Gary Oldman.
Okay. AVP, Alien versus Predator.
Not a Universal Monster.
No, I'm thinking of the sci-fi.
Oh, the other one, no.
Yeah,
I think AVP is like 2002.
Is it?
2001?
I was trying not
Early
to go
2000s.
like Alien or Predator because I know those are distinctly 80s movies, so it'd have to be one of those sequels. The Mummy. He was in The Mummy, wasn't he? No?
No.
Fuck.
That's Brendan Fraser, everyone's favorite
No,
whale
I know Brendan
actor.
Fraser. It wasn't. I thought. No, I'm picturing him as like a. Imagine him in like a Nigel Thornberry type role.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
That's what I was picturing him as. All right, I need another clue.
Okay. For the first one, Universal Monster, I will say it is very specifically a popular or infamous version of Dracula. So it's based off of a movie that is a Dracula movie that is very specifically like people know that Dracula movie. And the other one, I will say it's a sci-fi movie from the 90s that features Bruce Willis.
Unbreakable?
No.
No.
Samuel L. Jackson was the bad guy in that one.
Armageddon?
No. That is a sci-fi movie in the 90s. You're right.
He's the villain in these. I forgot that aspect.
Yes,
he's the villain.
He's the asteroid.
Okay, gotcha. He's the asteroid in Armageddon, yeah. He's the animal cracker on the
sci-fi movie where Gary Oldman's the bad guy, but it features Bruce Willis. Popular sci-fi movie, I would say.
Oh, shit.
As well. And then again, a Dracula Universal Monster movie that is very popular. Or that I know that I knew the name of it before even doing this game, is what I'm saying.
I don't know if this was specifically Dracula, but Interview with the Vampire?
No.
Dracula X.
No. You're saying all the ones but the correct one, bud.
See, my very first guess I guess was going to be Dracula 2000, remember? So I knew it was a Dracula. Bruce Willis sci-fi movie from the 90s with Gary Oldman as the villain.
Yep.
Fifth Element?
Boom, got it.
No, nice. Okay.
Yep.
Woo.
Gary Oldman is the bad guy in The Fifth Element, and there was a 1998 video game adaptation, which he has a credit for. The Dracula game is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Okay.
Which I don't know if it's a good movie, but I recognize the name of the movie Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That's the name that's the author of the original book, isn't it?
That's the author of the original, and then they made a movie and named it after the author. Yes. So you have 1 point, and you want to write that down somewhere.
Yep.
So you got 1 point right now. We're good. Glenn, again, this is related to Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Glenn Howerton plays another co-owner of Patty's Pub. Glenn has a few acting credits in major films, and today I want to spotlight a specific film called Crank, where he plays, this is his exact credit in Crank, is Doctor. That is his credit. Doesn't have a name. He's the Doctor in Crank. Crank actually stars Jason Statham, action star extraordinaire and member of the Fast and Furious family. As a canon bridge between Fast and Furious 8 and Hobbs and Shaw, Fast and Furious Crossroads was shown off at Game Awards and released to Dallas or Matt's delight shortly after. There's a story about one of them caring about that game. I don't remember who it is.
Matt, yeah.
It's Matt. Okay.
He bought it and
Name the actor who appears in the game who was not on stage to promote it at the Game Awards. So this one is very easy.
Right. I know.
I'm going to give you
Vin
3
Diesel
guesses.
And Michelle Rodriguez were on stage.
We're on stage. There was another person from the main franchise who was credited in that video game. Who is the one person who was not those two? Ludacris. This one will be 3 guesses and that's where we're done.
Okay.
All right. Ludacris was not in the game, so now we're on to your 2-point guess.
Tyrese.
Tyrese Gibson is the correct answer.
Yeah.
There you go. Give it 2 points. Yeah, they have those 3. That's the only people from the franchises. They got Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and Tyrese Gibson.
My initial guess was going to be Paul Walker, but then I was like, well, of course he wasn't on stage. He's dead. But that also means he probably wasn't in the game, although not impossible.
Not impossible, yeah. So you currently have 3 points. You got to get to 10. You still have 3 things left, so it's very possible.
Oh, wait. So that was a guess 3, 2, 1, 3 points, 2 points.
Yeah, it was going down.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So you have 3 points total. Yeah. All right. Rob McElhenney. McElhenney?
McElhenney?
I think.
I don't know.
McElhenney plays another co-owner and bouncer at Patty's Pub. Again, this is what Wikipedia says. He calls himself a co-owner and bouncer. Rob keeps interesting.
Down.
Rob keeps interesting in real life company, including our next 6-degree subject. We'll get to that later. But also everyone's favorite Canadian, Ryan Reynolds. Rob and Ryan Reynolds, good friends. Does Ryan Reynolds have gaming credits? Sure, but I'm not done yet. We're not talking about Ryan Reynolds video game credits necessarily. In late 2020, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney invested in Wrexham AFC, a football club located in Wales. Welcome to Wrexham, a sports doc series about the whole ordeal later released after their purchase in 2020. What game features Rob and Ryan as well as Wrexham in a fun Easter egg moment? Bonus points if you can guess the other major crossover in this video game.
I'm pretty sure. What's the new? It's not FIFA, but FC Football Club. Isn't that?
Now,
I'm pretty sure that has.
In late 2020, Ryan and Rob invested in Wrexham AFC, a football club located in Wales. So late 2020 is when it happened.
Right.
And then this documentary came out. I'm not telling you the year because that would be a big clue.
I'm pretty sure it was 2021 because I remember watching the episode.
Yeah.
The first episode.
So, I mean, I would say you're probably on the right track with it being a FIFA game, obviously.
So it's probably then.
Or an EA Sports FC. It's in that family.
Yeah.
But remember.
So if the way sports games work for some reason, if it came out in 2021, it would be FIFA 22?
Incorrect.
It would be FIFA 21?
Maybe you should go the other way.
Maybe FIFA 23?
There you go. It is FIFA 23. Give yourself 2 points for that one, but I will give you a bonus. 2 points if you can tell the other major crossover in that same video game. There's another major, like, famous people, actor world crossover in that same video game.
Ted Lasso, right?
There is a Ted Lasso crossover. So you earned 4 points total for that round. Could have been 6, but you had to, actually it should be 2 because you guessed 3 times, but I'll give it to you 4. So what does that put you total at?
That puts me at 7.
Actually, you only get 1 point. Actually.
Oh, you're starting to feel like cozy now.
No. I'll give you 2 points. Your bonus will either be 1 or 2 points depending on if it's more dramatic.
Okay.
So give yourself 2 points and put to the side 1 or 2. All right.
Okay.
Next up. Caitlin Olsen.
Okay, so that means I'm at 5, maybe 6 or 7.
Yep, absolutely. Caitlin Olsen plays a waitress and bartender at Patty's Pub. Alongside business ventures with her husband, Rob, so she's married to Rob McElhenney. She also appeared in an interesting realm outside of film. Caitlin appears as herself in the Imagine Dragons video for Follow You. That's a song that they did. She's in that music video.
Okay.
Imagine Dragons is an easy target for jokes saying, Lord, they use these guys for everything. Even in the gaming realm, that can sort of be true. Imagine Dragons has credit for numerous video games stemming from 2012 up until current day. Name for me 3 total gaming franchises they appear in. So here's what it is.
BioShock is one of them. Okay, sorry.
Before you guess. And that has to be in the actual game, not just a trailer.
Oh, okay.
So they need to appear in the actual game, just so there's no confusion. Because the list I have is like them in the games and they're credited for. So I need 3 franchises. So if you say, again, this isn't correct, that's why I'm going to say it. If they were in the soundtrack for Halo 1 and Halo 3, you can just say they were in Halo. Okay. And that counts as your point. So this is every incorrect answer will get you 1 less. Or you guess 3, and when you get that, you're guessing up to 3, and then the points are based on how many guesses it takes you. But
okay.
3 franchises that Imagine Dragons had a song in. Think broadly, what is a franchise that they put a fucking Imagine Dragons song
Definitely
in the game.
Beat Saber.
You got it right. Yeah,
Yep.
it is in, I think, multiple Beat Sabers. I know the original 2019, and then
there's technically
they
only
added
one
more
Beat
songs.
Saber. Yeah, they
They added more songs later.
Bunch of packs. And
yes, so Beat Saber is correct. So you're on the road for 3 points right now.
I can't think of any games that they actually like appeared as a licensed song in the game's soundtrack. So I'm gonna say Guitar Hero Live, or the Guitar Hero franchise.
Yeah, let me see if there's Guitar Hero. Let's see. There's that. I'm going through them. You said Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Yes, they are in Guitar Hero Live. Demons is a song that is in Guitar Hero Live. You're correct.
All right, and then
Good for
I
you.
will also...
I just scroll up this massive list. I'm sorry.
So that's 2 points, and then Rock Band.
They are also in at least Rock Band 4 multiple times over. Yes, a lot. Yeah. There's a lot of Rock Band 4 in here. So yes, you got it. Perfect. 3 out of 3.
Boom,
do you want to just name some of these other ones?
Sure. I assume DJ Hero.
There is... I don't see a DJ Hero in here.
Okay.
Surprisingly enough. They're in FIFA. Their first thing was in FIFA 13. This is funny. So they're in FIFA. They're in Pro Evolution Soccer, which is the other soccer game. They are in MLB The Show. They are in NBA. They are in EA Sports UFC. They are in Let's Sing. They are in Battlefield Hardline. Rocksmith, which is another music game. They're in Madden. They're in NHL. So literally every single sports game, there has been an Imagine Dragons song.
A lot of athletes have an Imagine Dragons song as their walkout song. And that's they probably just have that in the game because of that.
Also NHL, also NASCAR, but also Fuser, which is not DJ Hero, but the game that studio eventually went on to make. Beat Saber, Just Dance, they've had a song on there. And the only one in here that is not like, and obviously this is a sports game or a music game, Fortnite Festival, well, I guess technically that's a music game, maybe I don't know people. Starfield. Starfield is the one that it's like a normal video. Because remember, they had the song that they had for the trailer or whatever they had is technically on the soundtrack of the actual video game. So technically it's in Starfield. Not just this was on the trailer when we did it. All right.
So that brings me to 8 points, maybe 9 or 10.
To get you to 8. Yeah, you might not even need those bonus points. We'll see. We'll get here. This is all the drama. Chad needs a minimum of 2. Maybe 1 will be good enough. We'll see. All right. Danny DeVito plays majority owner of Patty's Pub. I'm not the character's name, the actor's name. Danny DeVito does that. Fan favorite actor and having a long career leads to some pretty good video game opportunities, correct? Sort of. He's only appeared in one video game based on only appeared in Hercules-based video games. There's 2 video games that he's appeared in for Danny DeVito. But there must be a 6 degrees to take here, right, Chad? Is there? You think there? You're supposed to react to me when it's like a conversation.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
There is. Rip Torn, the actor who's recently deceased and God rest his soul, also appeared in that movie / video game series as Zeus, because he's Zeus in Hercules, so he did the voice work for the video games. But Rip Torn also has another video game credit, not related to Disney, but he also voices a god, in quotes, lower G, he voices a god. What video game did he have his other video game credit in? And this is, you can guess, and then if you need a clue, you'll get less.
Okay.
So Rip Torn was Zeus. Rip Torn plays a god in another video game series. What is the video game series?
I feel like for some reason he
but this one I would need the specific game.
Yeah. I feel like for some reason he and Jack Black are really good friends, and so that he appeared in Brutal Legend, perhaps. I don't know if that game even has gods in it, but
no, it does not.
Okay.
Well, yeah, there are rock gods, but Rip Torn is not in that. Which I think wasn't Rip Torn. Did he used to be a musician? Or is that Meatloaf? I always get those two confused.
I mean, Meatloaf is a musician.
Okay, there we go. That's the guy I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
No, it is not that game.
I feel like he is too big of a name to have been in God of War until maybe God of War 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
your guess?
Is that a thing?
Hot damn, you don't need those bonus points. God of War 3 is the video game that Rip Torn features in.
Nice.
It is why you got it right on the game. Do you want to give me a guess of who he plays? He's a god. We know that. He's not Zeus. He did play Zeus twice.
Probably not Helios. Probably, I'm trying to figure out. Does he play Hades, maybe?
He's Hephaestus.
Hephaestus.
Isn't that the dude where you...
Hephaestus is the guy who he's the blacksmith, basically. He's the guy who's like trapped in hell and making weapons and shit for you.
Yeah, doesn't he like try to make you something and then try to turn on you and then Kratos fucks him up or something? I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played 3.
I can't remember.
But yeah, Rip Torn is Hephaestus and Zeus, so he's all over that Greek pantheon. And Chad, yes, you have enough points. You've gotten over 10.
Boom.
You've reached you don't even need the bonus points, so don't even bother counting them. You're good. You have beaten this week's 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon is Being John Malkovich, St. Patrick's Day edition, featuring It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Suck it, Kevin Bacon. Eat it. Well, thank you, Adam. That was a great St. Patty's Day themed segment from Adam. Cozy's not here, so we don't have a KKK question. And thank you, Brian, for bringing that way out of the vault. Cozy's Question Corner, which we very, very quickly rebranded as Cozy Question of the Week because of that association. And we don't have a Game on Game Show this week because I spent all of the time that I was going to dedicate to Game on Game Show this week booking appointments for PAX. So that hopefully I have a lot of really great things to talk to you all about after PAX. So with that is maybe one of our maybe the shortest episode of like actual entry in the podcast series rather than like a barf or something. This might be the shortest episode of Respawn Aim Fire, brought to you by Affable Idiots.
And we still got close to an hour. Yeah, I'm looking at 55 minutes on the Twitch.
Yeah, 55
I know it's a little
minutes.
shorter.
Like 4 minutes of that was, the intro slides. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
With that,
it's about to be PAX. You're going to get a lot of good stuff. Come on.
You have homework. Patreon.com/RespawnAimFire, where you can go to vote on our barf games. That's backlog accomplishment with Respawn and friends. You have voted for this month, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. No, Senua's Saga? No. Which one's which?
Maybe. Wait a minute. Hellblade.
Senua's Saga? I think it's Saga.
Hellblade 2 is Saga. Sacrifice
Hellblade 2 is Saga? Sacrifice. Okay.
Yep.
Saga just sounds like this is our first entry, and then Sacrifice is like this is the way we level it up and make it edgy. But I guess
no, it's the other way around. Sagas are bigger than sacrifices, I guess.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is the barf game. As Adam mentioned, it is on Game Pass, so you can play that. It is a Microsoft first party now, it's like $30 on Steam and PlayStation as well. I believe if you get the Steam version specifically, you can play it in VR as well. Which I would love if anybody out there listening to this has played Hellblade in VR, I would love to hear what your experience is like with that. Because when that news came out that they were releasing it in VR on Steam, I was like, with the binaural audio and the way that the combat works in that game, I bet that's fucking a wild experience. Anyway, yeah, do that. And then on our Patreon, you can also get exclusive access for a month to our monthly RAF game show, which is currently... you have access to Pitch Perfect, and we had a bunch of fun guests from all over the gaming podcast network sphere universe. Those are all, that again is exclusive for patrons until April 1st, and then that will become available for everyone. And then we have another one, which I'm not going to mention a ton of details, but it is a new foray for us that we are potentially doing this weekend that will be available to you April 1st if you're a patron, or May 1st if you are not. If you are not a patron, you also this month have access to finally our Jacob McCourt video game trivia crossover with us, where Adam, Cozy, and I are all going head to head against each other, while Jacob is taking us through his signature video game trivia game, which is a ton of fun. So go check that out as well. And if you are going to be at PAX, come say hi to us. We're going to be seeing demos, going to panels and shit. Probably a bunch of us hanging out at the Pokemon booth all day, every day, maybe. Who knows? Find us. Say, hey, what's up? We've got patches we're bringing with cool things. So if you want a patch, come find us. We'll get you one. And with that, that's it, right? That's all the announcements we got. Reminder, no episode next week, as we will be at PAX. And yeah, I think that's it.
By the way, Hellblade is $3 on Steam, includes the VR version with it.
Hellblade is $3 on Steam right now? Dope.
I just looked. Yep. So
Dope.
no excuse not to play it in VR. Someone spent $3 and played this game in VR. Tell us about
right?
it.
That's it. Here's our usual sign off. Everybody, go buy Hellblade on Steam right now for $3 and play it in VR. And if you don't, I'm going to tell your mom, and she's going to say, I've been dead for 10 years. I'm going to say, who was your son? Who was your daughter? How did I get your phone number?